Okay, getting a six pack in 60 to 90 days. Getting abs, is it possible? Getting abs, yes, but maybe a six pack for some of us. I didn't get my six pack in 60 days, and I focused, but stay with me. I will going to show you what you should do to start that process, okay? To get to that, in that 60 days, get to that two pack, get to that four pack, get to that six pack, and get to the all elusive, the bottom part. I don't know whether you call that, some people have an eight pack. I happen to have one, which is, I'm not bragging, but I'm 51 years old. When you hit 40, you will brag too. Do it. Brag. A little bit. Just a little bit or a lot of it. Brag to me. I'll take it in. I'll be like, wow, tell me what you did. Tell me what was the one main habit that you had to break to get there. Mine, I just talked about it. It's crunching nonsense or good stuff. Stay with me, guys. Stay to the end. Trust me, you're going to learn something from these four things here that will put you on the right track. Man, woman, doesn't matter, to getting abs. Okay? Please like this video. Please subscribe. I appreciate you. And here we go. I'm just going to cut right to it and waste more of your time. Or save you some time. Training. Okay? There are two exercises. Flat out. Not planks. Not rope. Two exercises that you need to focus on. One, cable crunches. With the cable. With the rope. At the gym. I'll put the video in the description area here on what to do, what that is. But cable crunches are number one for those top abs, those top four. It does develop a little bit of the lower abs, but stay with me. Or if you can't do that, you don't have access, you could do it with a plate or a dumbbell crunch. Laying on your back. You could do it on the floor, at home with the kettlebell. With the child. I'm kidding. I've done it with the child. Come on, 3 and 4-year-olds come in handy. But seriously, leg raises. Raising those legs up. Straight leg raises. But if you can't do straight leg raises, most people initially can't. You can do bent leg raises, okay? Or do them on the floor as well. These are two exercises that basically, not the rope one, but you can do these on the floor at home too by putting strain on the abs. Now, most people say, well, you don't need to work out abs. Why would you say that? You got to do a bunch of cardio. No. Yeah, cardio comes along with it, but you don't forsake building muscle for doing a bunch of cardio. Because you would work out any other muscle the same way. Biceps, triceps, chest. You wouldn't say, I'm going to go do a bunch of cardio to build my biceps. No, you got to build those plates there. You got to build those plates that are in your abs. And in order to get them to pop, you got to put them through some of that same workout pace. And it's great to do this twice a week, okay? Twice per week. If you got to take out a specific day to just do abs, do it. Get it done. And trust me, it will come. All right? Following the rest of this advice. Number 2, the caloric deficit. Can talk about it. I got some comments on that I need to include. I'm like, man, I'm the biggest advocate. There shouldn't even be an advocate. It's a fact that you will not lose body fat consistently if you are not in a caloric deficit in some way, right? 250 calories to 500 calories every day, less than what your body actually needs to burn. You've got to allow your body to pull from those reserves. The way to do that, okay, let's say, for instance, I'm going to use this as an example. Your goal body weight, so if you weigh 200 pounds and you want to weigh 180, okay, you want to lose 20 pounds. Take 180 times 10 to 12. You can start off at 12 and then back down week by week, right? Back down calories by 250 calories. Adjust accordingly. You should be losing about 1% of your body weight per week, 1 to 2%. you have to lose quite a bit of body fat and you haven't exercised in a while. That can be more than that. People can lose 5 to 7 pounds in a week. And some of it's water. It's not all body fat, but it's just the process of getting into exercising and being in a lower caloric, being in a deficit. All right. And you take your goal body weight then times 1 to 1.25 grams here in protein. All right. And I say the higher side because you want to fill, what's left over, you want to fill the gap, okay, from protein with carbs, more protein, and more fat accordingly. Getting clean carbs in. And I'm not saying going out and busting out this carb-based diet. No, but I'd rather see you eat more protein, okay, and a little bit more fat, and sticking to about 50 grams of fat. All right. Now that sounds like, for some people, it sounds like a lot. But no, you're still going to be in a caloric deficit. Still have to have ample amounts of fat. You can go to zero for a moment. There are zero fat diets, I get it, but it's just a diet. It's not sustainable. Eating 40, 50, 60 grams of fat per day is very sustainable. And it helps in a lot of other areas that most people don't realize when it comes to health. Okay, so don't eliminate the fat. Just fill the gaps between those carbs, between those calories with carbs, protein, and fat. Focusing on whole foods, not the store necessarily, but whole foods in general. You know, your meats, your tofus, the whole food aspect over processed food. Okay, really stick to that, even if it's for 60 days, and then recalibrating and going on a two week break. Okay, but we'll get into that, where you go to a maintenance calories and then jump right back in for another 60 days. That's why I'm saying this is the base. Okay. Don't rely on the weight scale. Now I'm going to jump in here and I'm probably you might shut this off, but don't focus on the weight scale as much as you focus on the food scale. Don't be afraid of this thing. Weigh your food out. Track your calories for a moment, even if it's for this 60 days. It doesn't have to be forever. It's like learning to ride a bike. They say you never forget, right? You first start riding a bike with training wheels. Take this as your training wheels. Measure food out. You start seeing what it looks like. You can look at it. I drive my family crazy by weighing I don't even have to weigh it. I'm like, that's 60 grams. And it'd be like 59 or 62. And they're like, oh, what is wrong with you? Well, I did a lot of training on just this food scale. Just do it. It's the number one habit that you can get into that will change the course of everything if you stick to it. Knowing what like 6 ounces of meat looks like. Knowing what 2 cups or a cup of rice looks like. Knowing what a cup of pasta looks like, or a serving of pasta or 2 servings of pasta versus the whole box or something like that, or overeating. And then, you know, for instance, like when you go to eat, for instance, here, say you go out to eat, focus more on protein first, right? That protein base. Let's say you want to include rice with the chicken. Double the chicken. You know where I'm going with this. With a little rice, not all rice, and then just throw a couple of things of chicken in there, right? Or whatever the protein is. No, up that protein. Base it around the protein. But you will get to see, even going to certain places, fast casual places, you will start to know what those measurements are. You know, you might call me a little psychotic on that, but it really does. I've done complete trainings on just the food scale and how to just make it part temporarily, and then you take the training wheels off and you use it once in a while. I just take it on vacation with me sometimes, not all the time. It's not pretty neat. And then here, take photos every 2 weeks. Don't be afraid of the camera. Take them before, keep them for yourself, so you know when you're following this, you know what you look like. You know what that looks like. You know what having no abs looks like. And then all of a sudden that 2-pack comes in. You're like, and you can see the definition. Just the 2. And then the 4 comes and you're like, whoa, you're 2/3 of the way there, right? but you can see it in photos. Sometimes it doesn't show up on the scale because you built muscle in other areas and you're maintaining some weight because you added, let's say you added on 2 or 3 pounds of muscle over 60 days. Highly likely, not just in abs. I'm not saying you're going to put 2 or 3 pounds on your abs, but I'm just saying in general, take photos every 2 weeks, every month. Okay, so you know what you look like. Now, number 3 here, two of the basic supplements. I can supplement you to death and go over the science and plug it into real life, but the real life protein powder, come on, it's a meal by now. It's part. It shouldn't even be a supplement, but filling the gaps with protein. You may get 100 grams a day from food. Getting maybe 50, 60 grams of protein from protein powder is ideal. That's what I do. I supplement at least 50 to 60 grams, sometimes 70 grams of protein, especially in my workout days, my lifting days, that is. I have up that protein to 1.25. Now, electrolytes, most people are deficient in magnesium. And I say this loosely because you don't need all 3 of them, but I put them in, they all work together. Magnesium, potassium, and salt, real salt. It's an actual brand name, not sponsored or anything by them, but the real salt has no plastic particulates in it. And I know I'm getting all sciencey, but it doesn't have any, and it has all the minerals that are absent from other salt, that are stripped, like iodized salt is stripped, and to add, but real Himalayan real salt has not all the magnesium, but it's good to supplement a magnesium, especially threonate and glycinate. But that's a whole other video. I'll eventually do these sciencey videos, but getting blood work done is not a bad thing to see what you're deficient in, but I know all my clients are deficient in magnesium. So that's always a good one because it's good for muscle. It's good for everything. It's good for, I'm not going to break it all down. Like I said, I know I can go rant on about it and I probably go a little too deeper without giving you any value for it. But trust me, stick to those. All the other supplements, meaning like vitamins and all that, should be coming through your Whole Foods area. It's not bad to take a multivitamin, especially as you're getting older, or if you're not, your meals are not well balanced. It's good to get a really good Whole Foods based multivitamin into your diet. But that's it, guys. This is not the end, meaning you might only develop a 2-pack for the first 60 days. It might take another 60 days to get you to the 4-pack. It might take another 60 days to get you to the 6-pack. It took me about 90 days, a little bit over 90 days, to really hone in for a moment to get to the 6-pack, to get to that 8-pack, to get to that, wow, and I was down to about 8% body fat, about 7 to 8. Is it sustainable? No. It's not, and that's just being honest. Do I still maintain it throughout parts of the year? Of course. It's easier for me to pull down based on this. And these are the fundamentals that I follow. And it's not overly complicated. And once you start doing the 1, 2, 3 part of this, it really uncomplicates the whole process of getting to the abs, man or woman. Thanks for staying. Appreciate it. Comment. Let me know what you need. Let me know what's not clear. Let me know what I'm full of crap on, because I know someone's going to say that, even though I put all the work in and seen it all happen over and over again. Talk to you soon. Later, guys.